this for Monday at 2 p.m. That's 20 CT 1134, Monday at 2 p.m. And we're just going to set it for VOP sentencing. And I would just encourage both parties to be prepared on that day also to address the circumstance where an individual has admitted the violation of probation, sentencing has been deferred, and in the interim, an amended violation has been filed, and the extent to which that has import on the sentencing, all right? So we'll address all of this, but it'll be reset for sentencing on the date requested. All right.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Mr. Concepcion. Sorry we couldn't resolve it today. Mr. Bourne, case has been set for next Monday. Thank you. Yeah, defendant will be brought over, yeah. All right, Counselor, do we have another private counsel case or no?
She was here for that case.
Oh, okay, all right, very good. All right, let's move on to the Acosta Rodriguez matter. Acosta Rodriguez, 19 MM 3555. All right, Ms. Caraballo.
Your Honor, we're going to be entering a denial.
A denial of the violation is entered. Good morning, Mr. Acosta. This matter will be set for hearing in the following date and time.
VOP status hearing set for November the 4th at 2 p.m.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Charlie Brigante, I believe, is in Marion County, and I don't believe he was brought over. Charlie Brigante?
No, Your Honor, he was not brought over from Marion County. We just asked for a reset on this matter.
All right, we'll reset this case for, let's say 3 weeks out, and state if you could get a transport order for the next date, even though we don't know whether he'll be brought over or not.
Yes, Your Honor.
November the 4th.
November
I
4th.
believe that's my only case until this afternoon, so may I be excused?
Yes. All right, that's November the 4th. All right, November the 4th, so transport order to get him back by the 3rd, I would say. Jessica Camden is in the Citrus County Jail, and I don't believe she was brought over.
No, Your Honor, we'd also be asking for a reset on this matter.
All right, let's set that one in the interest of equitable distribution. We'll set that one 2 weeks out on the following date and time.
October 28th.
October 28th, and transport order for state, please, by the 27th. I mean, bringing him back by the 27th. Okay, moving on to Justin Kapana.
President approaching, Your Honor. And, Your Honor, this is going to be a plea. We can waive the formalities of arraignment and
Okay.
no contest today.
All right. 21 MM 2512. Mr. Kapana, good morning.
Good morning.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Mr. Kapana, did you sign the plea form?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, before signing the plea form, did you read and understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you have a good chance to talk to your lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You understand by pleading no contest that you're giving up your right to have a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
Understanding these rights and consequences, do you wish to plead no contest to providing false identification information to a law enforcement officer while lawfully detained?
Yes, sir.
Party stipulating to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Kapana, I accept your plea of no contest, adjudicate you guilty, and sentence to 21 days, Osceola County Jail with credit for 21 days. Court costs are $273, $100 cost for the services of legal counsel, grand total $373. You must report to the Clerk of Courts Collections Department with, I'll ask you in a minute if you have any questions, all right? So that's $373. You must report to the Clerk of Courts Collections Department within 5 days of your release, whenever that might be, for the purpose of making a monthly payment plan for this obligation. If you don't show up, it would violate your sentence. So that's the second floor of the courthouse here, Collections Department. You have 30 days to appeal. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, I was wondering if there's any way, because I don't have a job, and due to the pandemic, it's pretty hard trying to get money. So I was wondering if there's any way you could waive that, because I'm still incarcerated for other matters that I'm trying to take care of.
Okay. No, there's no way I can waive that. However, you report within 5 days of your release, whenever that might be, and they'll work out a monthly payment plan. And the good news is there are many, many, many employment opportunities out there right now. All right. So good luck to you on that pursuit. Thank you.
Yep.
Joyce Curry.
She's present and approaching, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, Ms. Curry. 21 MM 2571, Ms. Caraballo.
Your Honor, we'd be asking if the state has an offer on this matter. I apologize.
Yes, the offer in this case was an adjudication of guilt, credit, time served, no return, and court costs.
Your Honor, we're going to go ahead and enter a plea of no contest. At this point, we just do not have a plea form ready to go for her.
I'll move forward.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Curry, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, Ms. Curry, if you'll step right up to that microphone, please. You can put your hand down. Ms. Curry, have you had a chance to consult with your attorney about this decision?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by pleading no contest, you're giving up your right to have a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
If not a United States citizen, do you understand the plea would subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
Under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Do you wish to plead no contest to trespassing on property other than a structure or conveyance?
Yes, sir.
And that's the racetrack property in Osceola County. Party stipulating to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Curry, I accept your plea of no contest, adjudicate you guilty, sentenced to 24 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 24 days you've already served. Court costs are $273, $100 cost for the services of legal counsel, grand total $373. You have to report to the Clerk of Courts Collections Department within 5 days of release to make a monthly payment plan for this obligation. That's on the second floor of the courthouse. You have a question?
Yes, is it possible to have it sent to collections?
Yeah, that's what I just did, all right?
Oh.
So just make sure you report there within 5 days of release, otherwise it would violate your sentence.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. You'll be released on this case today, subject to any other holds. And no return to the racetrack located in Osceola County at 7421 West Erlo Bronson Highway. Thank you. Thank you. Kadir Daniels.
President approaching, Your Honor.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Daniels, we're here for a violation of probation arraignment, placed on probation for no valid driver's license. The allegation is you violated by committing a new offense of battery, not paying costs of supervision and fines, and not completing community service hours. Ms. Caraballo.
Your Honor, at this time, we're going to be entering a denial.
A denial is entered, Mr. Daniels. This case will be set for hearing on the following date and time.
November the 5th, 8:30.
That's your next court date. Thank you. Benjamin Dixon.
President approaching, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
All right, let me just go ahead and advise of the charge. Mr. Dixon, there's a 2-count information has been filed by the state. Count 1, an allegation of trespassing, and count 2, an allegation of criminal mischief. Offense date September 1st, 2021. Ms. Caraballo.
Your Honor, we'd be asking if there's an offer to resolve. My client does have 43 days in on the trespass.
There is no offer.
We'll enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Not guilty plea is entered. Case is set for pretrial on the following date and time.
January the 12th at 10:30.
All right, thank you. All right, the Domingo Pasqual matter, Baltazar Domingo Pasqual, 21, CT 1530.
Your Honor, this is going to be a plea. We do require the services of the Spanish interpreter.
Okay, we'll do that now.
Good morning, this is Talia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line, already sworn in today.
All right, Ms. Rivera, we're of course at jail arraignments. 21 CT 1530, State of Florida versus Baltazar Domingo Pasqual, who's standing before the court. And so we'll go ahead and begin. Mr. Domingo Pasqual, your date of birth?
Señor Domingo Pascual, su fecha de nacimiento, por favor.
10 de marzo de 1990.
March 10th, 1990.
Ms. Caraballo, waiving formalities of arraignment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Disposition?
La señora Carrillo está cediendo la lectura de cargos en la disposición para el caso.
Your Honor, the anticipated disposition is guilt, credit for time served, and court costs.
Se anticipa que se le va a condenar culpable, crédito por tiempo cumplido y costas judiciales.
Mr. Domingo Pasqual, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Señor Domingo Pascual, por favor, levante su mano derecha para prestar juramento.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Solemnemente jura que el testimonio que está por presentar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad ante Dios.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down.
Bien, puede bajar su mano.
Mr. Domingo Pasqual, did you sign the plea form?
Señor Domingo Pascual, ¿usted firmó el formulario de declaración?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you have a good chance to discuss this decision with your lawyer?
¿Usted tuvo la oportunidad de hablar de esta decisión con su abogado? Yes.
If not a United States citizen, do you understand the plea will subject you to deportation?
Si no es ciudadano de los Estados Unidos, ¿usted entiende que declararse en este caso le expone a la deportación? Yes.
Do you fully understand that you're giving up your right to have a jury trial by entering this plea of no contest?
¿Usted entiende que está renunciando a su derecho de que se lleve a cabo un juicio por jurado una vez usted asienta esta declaración? Yes.
And before signing that plea form, did you read it?
Antes de firmar el formulario de declaración, ¿usted lo leyó?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you fully understand it?
¿Y lo entendió completamente?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you wish to enter a plea of no contest at this time to operating a motor vehicle without a valid Florida driver's license?
¿Usted quiere declararse? No me opongo en este momento a la acusación de haber manejado un vehículo motorizado sin una licencia válida de la Florida.
Sí.
Yes.
Party stipulating to a factual basis?
¿Las partes se estipulan a los hechos ocurridos?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes,
Sí,
Your
su
Honor.
señoría. Sí, su señoría.
Mr. Domingo, I accept your plea of no contest, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 2 days that you've already served.
Señor Domingo, yo le voy a estar condenando culpable de este delito. Le doy crédito por 2 días, tiempo que ya ha cumplido en la cárcel del condado de Osceola.
Court costs $273, $100 cost for the services of the public defender, grand total $373.
Las costas judiciales son $273 y $100 por la representación del abogado. La cantidad total, $373.
You must report to the Clerk of Courts Collections Department within 5 days of, oh, I'm sorry, strike that. There's a $500 cash bond posted in this case. I'll take the monies out of the cash bond and they're fully satisfied.
Las multas y costas judiciales se le van a deducir de los $500 una fianza que se pagó en este caso.
You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, and you'll be released on this case today, subject to any other holds.
Usted tiene 30 días para apelar la sentencia impuesta por esta corte y va a quedar en libertad de este caso en el día de hoy, siempre y cuando no tenga ninguna otra orden de detención. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Ms. Caraballo, before we release the interpreter, any other matters?
Yes, Your Honor. If I could just verify one moment. I do believe there are going to be 2 matters. I know of one. I just want to verify the second.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Your Honor, there's only going to be one Cajun interpreter, and that is going to be Mr. Perez Morales.
Okay.
On pages 7 and
Yeah.
8 of our docket, Your Honor.
Okay. Jacob Perez Morales can come forward.
He's approaching, Your Honor.
And the case number, there's 421 CT 2059, 21 CT 2060, 21 CT 2712, and 21 CT 2713. Ms. Caraballo, waiving the formalities of arraignment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bien, estos son los casos 21CT, 2059, 2060, 2712 y 2713 y se renuncia a la lectura.
All right, Ms. Caraballo.
Your Honor, we're going to be entering a plea of not guilty with regard to all cases.
Su señoría, vamos a sentar una declaración de inocente en todos estos casos.
Not guilty pleas are entered in each case. Case set for pretrial conference on the following date and time. One moment, and we'll give that date.
Este caso se aplaza para vista previa a juicio y se va a dar las fechas en un momento.
Pretrial set for December the 13th.
La fecha previa a juicio, diciembre 13.
All right, thank you, sir. We'll give you, you'll receive your paperwork for your next court date.
Gracias, señor. Le van a dar los papeles para su próxima fecha de corte. Gracias.
All right, thank you, Ms. Ramos.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go ahead and excuse. Huh? Oh, what? Shame on me. How embarrassing.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter. I have been previously sworn.
How easy is it to access Ms. Romero at the moment?
I believe she's available, Your Honor. I can
Okay.
try to...
That's okay. It's not, I'm not selecting a particular interpreter to use services. I just wanted to, it was a kind of a non-case matter, but I'll reach out to her. Thank you.
I'll let her know, Judge, that you're trying to get a hold of her. Not a problem.
Just apologize for on my behalf for calling her Ms. Ramos.
Not a problem. Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Not a problem, Judge.
All right. Gee. Danny Garcia.
President approaching, Your Honor.
(21 mm 2574). Mr. Garcia is accused of petty theft with an offense date of September 16th of 2021, a second-degree misdemeanor filed by a notice to appear. Ms. Caraballo?
Your Honor, with regard to this matter,
Pointed.
defense would like to make an ordinance motion to have my client remanded. Your Honor, I do also have an affidavit of indigency here, so I can have him appointed on this matter.
Okay, if you could hit the material points.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Garcia has 0 dependents. He has a monthly take-home of $854, which he receives from his Social Security benefits. All other boxes on the application are checked off as no.
Okay. All right, and it looks like the public defender was appointed in case 21 CF 2146. I will go ahead and appoint, and that was fairly recent, I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender in this matter as well. And actually, let's see. All right, and how did your client wish to move forward?
Your Honor, we're going to be entering a plea of not guilty at this time.
Okay, a not guilty plea is entered. Your next court date, Mr. Garcia?
January the 12th at 10:30.
Thank you. He's asking the time. He didn't catch that.
10:30.
10:30.
What date?
January the 12th, 10:30.
I'm supposed to plead guilty right now.
Your Honor, with regard to this, with regard to the remand, is Mr. Garcia going to be remanded on this matter?
And what's the basis for the remand other than to start getting credit for this case?
Yes, Your Honor, just to receive credit on this case, and Mr. Garcia is here on a VOP hold.
Yeah, I know that there are some courts that do that, but I don't find a basis to remand him at this time. All right, thank you. Okay, all right, yeah. All right, turning next to Jesus Gonzalez Rivera, case 21 MM 1920, 21 MM 1984.
Your Honor, we're going to waive the formalities of arraignment. We're going to enter a plea of no contest with regard to 21 MM 1920 and 21 MM 1984. And, Your Honor, the anticipated disposition is an adjudication of guilt, 15 days, Osceola County Jail, no return to scene, order and reserve restitution, and that's the anticipated disposition for both matters.
All right, court won't do that today. Is this in another division? Oh, it's in, oh, it's ours. Sorry about that. He could, if you wish, if Mr. Gonzalez wishes, he could plead to the bench, and I'd just hear from both sides on aggravating or mitigating circumstances, but there's no assurances as to what the sentence would be.
Your Honor, defense is going to enter a plea of not guilty with regard to both matters.
All right, not guilty pleas are entered, Mr. Gonzalez, and your cases are set for pretrial conference on the following date and time.
January the 12th at 10:30.
All right, thank you.
apologize. With regard to case number 21MM1920, public defender is asking for an appointment on that matter. I do have a completed affidavit of indigency here for him.
All right, it looks like the public defender's already been appointed in one matter. I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender in 21MM1920. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Amber Jordan. Amber Jordan.
She's present and approaching, Your Honor.
All right.
We could also waive the formalities of arraignment here. This is going to be an admission with an anticipated disposition of an adjudication of guilt, revoke and terminate probation, credit for time served, and court costs.
All right, Ms. Jordan, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear affirm that the testimony you shall give to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. Ms. Jordan, did you sign the admission form in this case?
Yes, sir.
Before signing it, did you read and understand it?
Yes.
Did you have a good and meaningful opportunity to talk to your lawyer?
Yes, sir.
If you're not a United States citizen, do you understand the admission would subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Are you today under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
You were placed on probation for the offense of unlawful use of the personal identification of another party, and you're accused of violating probation by not paying your cost of supervision, not paying your fines, and not completing your community service hours. Do you admit that you willfully violated your probations in these respects?
Yes, I do.
All right, I accept your admission to the violation of probation, adjudicate you guilty, sentence to 16 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 16 days that you've already served. There's back cost of supervision outstanding in the amount of $85 that must be paid to Osceola County Probation within 60 days of your release from custody.
Your Honor, if I may, we would just be requesting that that be sent to collections.
Well, it's cost of supervision, so it can't go to collections, but I'll extend the time. So I'll give you 90 days to pay that in full. That's less than $1 a day. All right, that's 90 days to pay the $85 cost of supervision. There's outstanding court costs in the amount of $323 and a $100 cost for the services of legal counsel, the public defender's office. So the total's $423. For that, you must report to the Clerk of Courts Collections Department within 5 days of your release from custody for the purpose of making a monthly payment plan for that obligation. Don't forget to do that or it would violate your sentence. Your probation is revoked and terminated. You have 30 days to appeal. You'll be released on this case today, subject to any other holds that you might have. Anything else from state or defense?
Nothing from the bench, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Yes, 16 with credit for 16, 1-6. All right, thank you. Randy Lumpkins,
Present and approaching. Actually, yes, he is, Your Honor.
21MM2385. All right, Mr. Lumpkins, good morning. You've been accused of trespassing. The offense date August 28th of 2021, Subway establishment in Osceola County, the location. Ms. Caraballo?
Your Honor, to begin, I do have a completed affidavit of indigency here, so we'd be asking for a provisional appointment. And, Your Honor, we'll be entering a plea of not guilty with regard to this matter.
Okay, and they were appointed. And I'm appointing the public defender in 21MM2385. I have an application before me from the circuit case. And so that's, appointment's been made and a not guilty plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
This case is set for pretrial on the following date and time.
December the 13th.
All right, December 13th. Thank you, sir. Franco Mernick, I believe, is in the Polk County Jail unless he was transported.
No, Your Honor, he's not currently in the Osceola County Jail.
Okay, we'll set him 3 weeks out, and I would ask the state to provide a transport order. The date would be, I'll let you announce it.
November the 4th.
November 4th, so we need to get him back by the 3rd, I'd say. All right, next, Franklin Mernihan, 21MM2376. All right, no appointment today, I don't believe.
Yes, Your Honor, I do have a completed affidavit of indigency here for him, if you'd like me to highlight.
Yes.
Your Honor, he has indicated he has 0 dependents, a take-home pay of 0, and all other boxes are checked as no.
This was not indeed.
Right. Oh, just because it was incomplete.
Yes.
All right, is the application that you have before you complete, Ms. Caraballo?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, Mr. Mr. Moynihan, in this matter, you've been accused of resisting an officer without violence. The offense date August 30th of 2021, first-degree misdemeanor. Ms. Caraballo?
Your Honor, we're going to be entering a plea of not guilty with regard to this matter.
A not guilty plea is entered. Mr. Moynihan, your case is set for pretrial on the following date and time.
Pretrial set for January the 12th at 10:30.
So does my PIN number change? Because I was set PD 3 weeks ago.
PIN number? I'm in the dark on that.
Your Honor, with regard to our cases, our clients are given a PIN number to communicate with us.
Okay, all right. Felicia Natal,
President approaching, Your Honor.
21 MM 968.
And Your Honor, with regard to this matter, we can waive the formalities of arraignment, and we're going to be entering an admission. The anticipated, just a moment, Your Honor.
Yeah, it needs to be quiet in the courtroom, or quieter.
Your Honor, it's going to be an admission, an adjudication of guilt, revoke and terminate, and credit for time served.
All right, Ms. Natal, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Ms. Natal, did you sign the admission form in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is 21 MM 968. Before signing the admission form, did you read it?
Yes.
Understand it?
Yes.
Have a good chance to talk to your lawyer?
Yes.
If not a United States citizen, understand plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone made any threats to coerce this admission?
Nope.
You were placed on probation for theft of property $100 or more in value. Do you admit that you willfully violated by failing to report, failing to pay fines and cost of supervision, and failing to complete the shoplifter's course?
Yes.
I accept your admission to the violation of probation, adjudicate you guilty, and sentence to 15 days, that's 15 days in the Osceola County Jail, with credit for the 15 days you've already served. In terms of the cost of supervision, that's $50 that's still owed. I'm giving you 60 days from the date of your release to pay the $50 to Osceola County Probation. Unpaid fines of $323 and a $100 cost for the services of legal counsel for a total of $423. As part of your sentence, you must report to the Clerk of Courts Collections Department for the purpose of making a monthly payment plan for this obligation. It can be set as low as $25 a month. Just make sure that you show up or it would violate your sentence. You'll be released on this case today, subject to any other holds that you might have.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Christopher Neff, I believe, is in Pasco County if he wasn't brought over.
No, Your Honor, he's still in Pasco.
Okay, we'll set this 2 weeks out. That day, go ahead.
October 28th.
The 28th, so transport order, probably ought to get him back by the 27th. Okay, that was 21 MM 1443. Turning next to Erica Osborne, case 21 MM 2673.
Mr. President approaching.
Hi, Your Honor.
Hello, good morning. Ms. Caraballo?
Your Honor, we're going to be entering a plea of not guilty today.
A not guilty plea is entered. Ms. Osborne, and your case is set for pretrial conference on the following date and time.
December 13th.
Thank you. Turning next to Aaron Prichard, 21 MM 2381.
President approaching, Your Honor, we can go ahead and waive the formalities of arraignment. This is going to be a plea of no contest with an anticipated disposition of an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, and court costs.
All right, Mr. Prichard, if you're in agreement, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. Mr. Prichard, first of all, did you sign the plea form?
Yes.
Before doing so, did you read and understand it?
Yes.
Did you have a good opportunity to consult with your lawyer?
Yes.
If not a United States citizen, understand the plea would subject you to deportation.
I am a United States citizen.
Okay, but if you were not, do you understand? Let me finish. If you were not, do you understand the plea would subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Anyone made any promises or threats to coerce this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Based on these understandings, do you wish to plead no contest to the charge of petty theft?
Yes, Your Honor.
Parties stipulating to a factual basis?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Prichard, I accept your plea of no contest, adjudicate you guilty, send you to 46 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 46 days that you've already served. There's mandatory court costs of $273 and a $100 cost for the services of legal counsel. That comes to $373. You must report to the Clerk of Courts Collections Department on the second floor of the courthouse here within 5 days of release to make a monthly payment plan for this obligation. It can be set as low as $25 a month. You're not to return to the Sunoco where this offense occurred in Osceola County. Anything else from the state or defense?
Nothing from defense, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Prichard, did you fully understand everything?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you'll be released on this case today, subject to any other holds.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Turning next to Belinda Robinson.
President approaching, Your Honor. Your Honor, we can go ahead and waive the formalities of arraignment. This is going to be an admission.
Okay.
The anticipated disposition is an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, revoke and terminate, and court costs.
Okay, just a moment. Ooh. I'm just not so sure about this. You can put your hand down. Let's see, it looks like this was a, third Dwellis. The allegation is didn't do the Dwellis class, didn't do the community service hours. I'll do a 15-day sentence if Ms. Robinson wants to move forward with that.
Your Honor, we'll do the 15 days.
All right, Ms. Robinson, you can raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear affirm that the testimony you shall give to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Ms. Robinson, did you sign the admission form?
Yes, sir.
Before doing so, did you read and understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you have a good chance to talk to your lawyer?
Yes, sir.
If not a United States citizen, do you understand the admission would subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
You were placed on probation for driving while license suspended. Do you admit that you willfully violated probation by not doing your community service hours, not completing the driving while license suspended class, as well as, just a moment, as well as not paying your fines?
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear you.
I did the hours, Your Honor.
Okay, well,
I paid half of the, I only owe 100 and something on collection court.
okay, well, let me take a step back for a moment. You do have the right to a hearing on this, and the state would have to prove that you willfully violated your probation by not doing these things.
But I did it, Your Honor. There was the date, it was the time that the COVID had just hit and they had turned everything in. I mean, nobody couldn't do no classes or nothing back in 2020.
Well, you're right. You were put on.
I couldn't do the class, but I did the hours.
You're right. It was over a year and a half ago that you were put on probation.
Yes, sir.
All right. You're accused of not doing your community service hours. You believe you did them?
Yes, I did. My husband supposed to turn them in yesterday to the courthouse.
Okay. Well, then it sounds like you might need to talk to your lawyer before you make this admission. I'm going to give you a minute to do so.
Your Honor, we're going to continue with the plea.
Okay, I'll restate the question. Ms. Robinson, for purposes of your plea today, do you admit that you violated probation by not doing the community service hours within the time ordered, not completing the driving while license suspended class, and not paying your fines?
Yes, sir.
I accept your admission to the violation of probation, adjudicate you guilty, sentence to 15 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 12 days that you've already served. There's back cost of, let me check and see if there's back cost of supervision. Just one moment. Looks like the cost of supervision was paid in full. All right, there's outstanding fines in the amount of $348 and a $100 cost for the services of the public defender for a total of $448. For that, you must report to the Clerk of Courts Collections Department within 5 days of your release from custody to make a monthly payment plan for this obligation, and it can be set as low as $25 per month.
Yes, sir.
Your probation's revoked and terminated, so you're done with that. You have 30 days to appeal. All right, good luck.
Okay, so, thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to Rafael Rodriguez Alvarado.
Your Honor, he's still in Polk County.
Okay, he's still in Polk County. So we'll set him 3 weeks out,
November the 4th.
November the 4th, and so the transport order should direct that they return him by the 3rd, I would suggest. That's on case 21 CT 2392 and the 2 companion citations. Ida Santos, 2008, 4191.
Mr. President, Your Honor, we can waive the formalities of arraignment. This is going to be an admission. Yeah.
Okay.
The anticipated disposition is an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, revoke and terminate, and court costs.
All right, Ms. Santos, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. Ms. Santos, did you sign the admission form?
Yes, sir.
Before doing so, did you read and understand it?
Yes, I do.
Good chance to talk to your lawyer?
I do.
If not a United States citizen, do you understand the admission would subject you to deportation?
I do.
Under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
And do you understand by admitting the violation, you're giving up your right to have a hearing where the state would have to prove that you willfully violated?
Yes.
You were placed on probation for resisting an officer without violence. Do you admit that you willfully violated by not completing community service hours, failing to report, changing residence without notification, failing to pay cost of supervision and fines?
Yes.
I didn't hear you?
Yes.
I accept your admission to the violation of probation, adjudicate you guilty, sentenced to 16 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 16 days that you've already served. Back cost of supervision, $40. I'll simply order that that be paid within 60 days of your release from custody. And Ms. Santos, there's outstanding fines of $373, a $100 cost for the services of legal counsel, grand total $473. As part of your sentence, you must report to the Clerk of Courts Collections Department here at the courthouse within 5 days of release to make a monthly payment plan for this obligation. If you don't show up, it would violate your sentence, so make sure you do that. Your probation is revoked and terminated. You have 30 days to appeal. You'll be released on this case today, subject to any other holds. All right? All of that will be in writing. Thank you. Sean Smith.
He's being brought from the back cage, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm showing the public defender's not been appointed.
Yes, Your Honor. We've been unable to get him to have an AOI filled out and signed. If we could just have a provisional appointment, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll see. I'll talk to him in a minute. All right, Mr. Smith, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Judge Epperson. We're here for your arraignment. You've been accused of theft, and right now you don't have a lawyer. Are you interested in having a lawyer to help you?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to make a provisional appointment of the public defender's office today. Just one moment. The information, All right, so again, the allegation is theft. The offense date is June 6th of 2020. It's a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable by a maximum sentence of 60 days in jail and a $500 fine. Ms. Caraballo?
Your Honor, we're going to be entering a plea of not guilty today.
A not guilty plea is entered. This case is set for pretrial on the following date and time.
January the 12th at 10:30.
Hold on, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Timothy Wyatt.
No. It's at 10:30.
All right, moving to Timothy Wyatt, 21MM 2674.
Your Honor, we'd be asking the state if they have an offer to put on the record today. My client does have 41 days in, and he would like to resolve this matter.
There's no offer at this time.
We can waive the formalities of arraignment and enter a plea of not guilty, Judge.
A not guilty plea is entered. Mr. Wyatt, this case is set for pretrial conference on the following date and time.
January the 12th at 10:30.
Thank you.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Okay, did you say you were waiving formalities of arraignment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm happy to give him the details that he might be seeking, but I'll let you talk to him first.
Good afternoon, Osceola County. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Madam Assistant Public Defender, do you need a few more minutes with them?
No, Your Honor, I just wanted to make you aware that we have two that we'd like to bring in separately.
Okay.
Separately from the group and from each other, if that's okay with you.
Separately from the group and separately from each other, so I should call these two individuals last.
If that's okay with you, sir, or you want to start with one or the other, however you'd like to do it.
Oh, okay, so they just need to be separated from each other, not from the group as a whole.
Both, please. Sorry. Yes, last would be preferable. I
Nope,
apologize.
no problem. Okay, can you let me know which two individuals those are?
Yes, sir. Robin Harris and Leon Jackson.
All right, thanks. All right, I pulled those out. No problem. We'll bring those in individually at the conclusion of the rest of the folks.
Thank you.
And your name for the record?
Jessica Nadal, Nadal.
Thanks, Mr. Nadal. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Keith Carson. I'm one of your circuit judges, and I'm going to be doing initial appearances today. I'm sure Ms. Nadal has given you some information about what that's about. My role this afternoon is pretty limited. I basically take a look at the charging affidavits or the affidavits from your probation officers to determine whether there's probable cause for your initial arrest. If you've been arrested by warrant, a judge has already found probable cause for that initial arrest. After we talk about that, I'm going to get an attorney on board for you if you qualify, and once we've had that discussion, I'll consider any conditions of bond to get you back to your lives while these cases are pending that's acceptable to the state, and if you qualify. Got a couple of out-of-county warrants. Don't have much discretion on out-of-county warrants, but I will let you know what the bonds are, if any, on your out-of-county matters. Wilfredo Jimenez.
Your Honor, he will be needing an interpreter.
Okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretana, Spanish interpreter, previously sworn.
Good afternoon, Madam Interpreter. We have Mr. Wilfredo Jimenez. He's at the jail facility. This is initial appearances. His case number is an out-of-county case number. It's 2021 CF 2223, and you'll be doing interpreting over the intercom system. Good afternoon, Mr. Jimenez.
Buenas tardes, señor Jiménez.
Mr. Jimenez, you are with us based on an out-of-county warrant out of Polk County.
Señor Jiménez, usted se encuentra aquí por una orden de arresto del condado de Polk.
The allegation is a allegation of sale of cocaine.
Se le acusa de venta de cocaína,
Possession of cocaine with intent to sell.
tenencia de cocaína con intención de venderla
and possession of drug paraphernalia.
y tenencia de instrumentos para el uso de drogas.
Polk County has issued bonds on all 3 of those counts.
El condado de Polk ha concedido fianza para los 3 cargos.
Your bond in count 1 is set in the amount of $5,000.
Para el cargo número 1, $5,000.
Your bond in count 2 is set in the amount of $5,000.
La fianza del cargo número 2, $5,000.
Your bond in count 3 is set in the amount of $500.
Y la fianza para el cargo número 3, $500.
We'll let Polk County know that you're here with us and they'll come get you.
Nosotros le informaremos al condado de Polk que usted se encuentra aquí y ellos le vendrán a buscar.
If you choose not to post bond.
Eso es si usted decide no prestar la fianza.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
Madam Interpreter, I think that may be all the, no, we have a couple more.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Nadal.
The next one would be Jacob Perez.
All right. Madam Interpreter, thanks for sticking with us. This case number is 2020 CF 152. Good afternoon, Mr. Perez Morales.
Buenas tardes, señor Pérez Morales. Good afternoon.
Mr. Perez Morales, you are here with us based on a warrant from Judge Young.
Señor Pérez Morales, usted se encuentra aquí ante una orden de arresto del juez Young.
Your warrant is based on your probation officer alleging that you have violated probation.
Y esta orden de arresto se emitió porque el oficial del régimen de libertad vigilada que le atiende indicó que usted incumplió con el régimen.
The allegation is that you picked up a new law offense of no valid driver's license.
Se le acusa de haber adquirido un nuevo ilícito conducir sin licencia válida.
And attaching a tag not assigned to a vehicle.
Y utilizar una tablilla que no estaba asignada al vehículo.
On October 4th, 2021.
El 4 de octubre del 2021.
Judge Young has granted you a bond on the violation of probation.
El juez Young le concedió fianza ante la acusación de incumplimiento con el régimen de libertad vigilada.
That bond is in the amount of $3,000.
La fianza es por la cantidad de $3,000.
I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender on this case if they were not previously appointed.
Si ya no le habían sido designados, se designa a la oficina del abogado de oficio para que le represente.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
Next court date, October 22nd at 8:45 a.m., courtroom 5F.
La fecha de la próxima audiencia será el 22 a las 8:45 de la mañana. Sala 5F.
Ms. Natal, who's the last of the folks that needs an interpreter?
No, that's it actually, Your Honor. I apologize.
That's no problem. Thank you for your assistance, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oops. Okay, Caitlin Hall. Good afternoon, Ms. Hall.
Good afternoon.
Ms. Hall, I issued a warrant for you on an allegation from your probation officer that you violated probation in 2020, CF 276. The allegations are a violation of Condition 1, that you got behind on some costs. I'm sorry, nope, the violation of Condition 1 that you failed to make a full and truthful report, violation of Count 2, Condition 2 that you got behind on cost of supervision, that violation of Condition 8 that you failed to maintain lawful occupation or employment, violation of Condition 9 that you failed to follow the instructions of your probation officer, another violation of Condition 9 that you failed to pursue and obtain a valid driver's license, violation of community service that you failed to complete your community service hours, a violation that you failed to complete your advanced driver improvement class, and a violation that you got behind on restitution payments. Based on those allegations, I issued a warrant for you. That warrant has no bond. You're going to remain on no bond, and I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests.
Next court date, October 27th at 8:30 a.m., courtroom 4F.
Thanks. Your attorney feels it's necessary to get you back in front of me to consider conditions of bond, they can get you back before me pretty quick. Thanks. Noemi Mercado Alvarez. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you were arrested based on an information. It is an amended information. It alleges 4 counts. Count 1 is scheme to defraud of $50,000 or more. That's a first-degree felony allegation. Count 2 is false and fraudulent insurance claims, also a first-degree felony allegation. Count 3 is grand theft, first degree of $100,000 or more, a first-degree felony allegation. And count 4 is operating a clinic without a license, a third-degree felony, for things alleged to have occurred between January 1st, 2010 and December 31st, 2016. Another judge has already found probable cause for those allegations and granted bond on each of the 4 counts. You were assigned a $50,000 bond as to count 1, a $10,000 bond as to count 2, a $10,000 bond as to count 3, and a $15,000 bond as to count 4, for a total bond amount of $85,000. Ms. Natal, is Ms. Mercado Alvarez a current client of the Office of the Public Defender?
Not that I'm aware of, sir, but we did have everyone in the house to fill out an affidavit today.
Okay, I don't have that. Does she qualify?
Let me review it quickly, sir, sorry.
Thanks.
Your Honor, I believe that she would if she alleges that there is no income.
All right, let's swear Ms. Mercado Alvarez. Please swear Ms. Mercado Alvarez. Thanks.
Yes, that's correct.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, ma'am, do you have any income at this time?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. The court, based on your sworn response, is going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests.
Thank you.
Thanks. Roxana White Porter Turan. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're here with us in 2020 CT 2048. Judge Gonzalez has issued a warrant for your arrest for allegations that you violated probation. The allegations are that you failed to report back in August, that you failed to make any costs of supervision, that you did not complete outstanding community service, that you did not enroll and complete a DUI school within 45 days. Judge Gonzalez has issued no bond. You're going to remain on no bond for the time being until you can get in front of her and let her know what's going on. And I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests. Thank you.
Next court date, October 21st at 8:05 a.m., courtroom 4A.
You'll be seeing her pretty quick.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Lenward Elliott, excuse me. Good afternoon, Mr. Elliott. Mr. Elliott, you are here with us in 2014 CF 531 based on an allegation of violating your probation. Judge Young issued a warrant for your arrest. The allegation is that you picked up a new law offense, and that was alleged to have occurred sometime around November of 2020. Judge Young issued a warrant for your arrest with no bond. You're going to remain on no bond until you can get in front of him, explain to him what's going on, and I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests. Thank you, sir.
Next court date, October 22nd at 8:45 a.m., courtroom 5F.
Janice Andrade. Good afternoon, Ms. Andrade.
Good afternoon.
Before we get started, Officer Hill, I didn't have a designation as to whether she qualifies for PTR on this one or not.
You didn't receive the cover sheet on this one?
I did, but I don't think it has anything checked.
Oh.
It does. I'm sorry. I missed it. All right, thank you. Ms. Andrade, you are here with us based on an allegation of battery domestic violence related. I have taken a look at the allegations, and there is probable cause for your initial arrest. Court is going to assign you a bond in the amount of $250 plus pretrial release conditions. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests. At this point, you're to have no contact with Isaac Mercado Pagan. Ms. Natal, do you wish to ask whether they cohabitate together?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor.
Yes.
Just to inform the court, they were sharing a residence. However, it's her residence. She's on the lease, and she says that the alleged victim has already removed his items from the residence. So if possible, she can start home.
All right, the court is going to order that they are to maintain separate residences. I have no objection to her being, to returning to that residence if pretrial release can verify that the alleged victim is no longer there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Rachel Carrillo. Good afternoon. Is it Carrillo or Carrillo?
Carrillo.
Good afternoon, Ms. Carrillo. Ms. Carrillo, you are here with us in 21 CF 2975, the allegations being possessing a controlled substance and possessing drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause in the charging affidavit for your arrest. You'll be set with a bond in the count 1 in the amount of $1,000 and count 2 in the amount of $500. And I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Brittany D. Good afternoon, Ms. D.
Good afternoon.
Ms. D, you were arrested for the allegations of grand theft, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of drug paraphernalia for something alleged to have happened on October 13th, 2021 at the Walmart. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause for that allegation. You'll be assigned bonds in count 1 in the amount of $1,500. Count 2 in the amount of $1,500. Count 3 in the amount of $500. You're not to return to the Walmart as a condition of your bond. I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests.
Thank you.
Cody Fletcher.
Good morning.
I'm glad it's not morning still, Mr. Fletcher. It's afternoon, yeah. I know, it's probably hard to keep track of time in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Fletcher, good afternoon. You are here in 2021 MM 2738. The allegation is violation of a domestic injunction. I've read the charging affidavit. Sounds like the officer found you too close to an area that you weren't supposed to be, or that's the allegation in your in the charging. I don't want you to talk about the facts of the case, but I'm just telling you what's alleged in the affidavit. I do find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to assign you a bond in the amount of $500. You are still to have no contact with Raylene Fletcher. And looks like if you can see any of the locations in that injunction, you should probably steer clear for the time being. And I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. Justin McDowell.
Your Honor, he's self-harmed. Can we reset for tomorrow, please?
Okay, we'll recall Mr. McDowell tomorrow. Richard Newell.
He's detoxing, Your Honor. Please.
All right, we will reset Mr. Newell's case for tomorrow. Giovanni Utrera Ortega.
Also self-harmed, Your Honor.
Okay,
Your Honor,
yes.
I received a phone call from the mental health director at the jail, and she explained that he was brought in as a Baker Act, but instead of taking him to Park Place, they brought him to the jail instead, and he's very unstable, and she is requesting that if you would consider ROR at this time so they could get him to Park Place.
Okay. Fundamentally, I don't have an issue with that. However, once he's released from Park Place, then he's out on ROR with no conditions whatsoever, and that's unacceptable to the court under the allegations in the charging affidavit. I'm happy to participate in getting Mr. Utrera Ortega where he needs to be for some mental health counseling. This is not a candidate for any kind of pretrial release with mental health conditions?
Not at this point, Your Honor.
Does Mr. Utrera Ortega have any prior criminal history? I see that he's 18.
He had one prior as a juvenile, battery domestic against his mother. It was dropped. He has no convictions.
This is one of those areas where the court doesn't have enough tools in its toolbox to effectively address this situation. ROR is not acceptable under these circumstances. There needs to be some conditions of contact, and where Mr. Utrera Ortega is going to be released to, I don't mind considering that. If he's stabilized and qualifies for pretrial release, I'd be inclined to consider the lowest bond available plus pretrial release conditions. But we will try again with Mr. Utrera Ortega tomorrow.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I understand.
Wayne Velmer. Good afternoon, Mr. Velma. Mr. Velma, you are here with us based on an allegation in 2021 CF 2983 that you possess cocaine and possess drug paraphernalia. Find probable cause for those allegations. Court's going to release you to direct pretrial release. I'll release you to pretrial release, and we'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you.
Alrighty.
Good luck. Celia Center. Good afternoon, Ms. Center. I'm glad to see you. I know you've been having a pretty terrible week. You are here with us based on allegations of possessing cocaine, possessing a controlled substance without a prescription, possession of drug paraphernalia, and petty theft. I've read the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause for those allegations. Court's going to set bond in count 1 in the amount of $1,000, and count 2 in the amount of $1,000, count 3 in the amount of $500, count 4 in the amount of $500. Unfortunately, you're out on bond on another felony allegation in 21 CF 2644. Do we know who that case is with?
It's you, Your Honor.
It's me?
Yes.
I'm going to revoke your bond in that case till we can have a more detailed conversation about it. I have probable cause to believe that you picked up a new law offense while you were out on my bond. So your bond is revoked. It's going to be no bond. I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender, and they can get you in front of me pretty quick so we can have a more detailed conversation as to what to do about that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I'll stand by until you guys clear out, and then we can bring in those folks.
Jackson is here, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Leasia Jackson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Jackson, the court has reviewed the charging affidavit in case number 21MM2740. The allegation is battery, domestic violence related. The court finds probable cause for that allegation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court is going to impose a bond in the amount of $250 plus pretrial release conditions. Those pretrial release conditions Well, I guess we're going to need to hear from Robin to see what Robin's position is on contact.
Yes, Your Honor, he is here.
Okay.
Your Honor, from the PTR sheet, it looked like both wanted contact.
All right.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Officer Hill is verifying that she spoke with each of the alleged defendant victims, and each wishes to have contact with the other. You guys live in the same place?
Yes, we raised a 9-year-old son together.
All right. Thank you. State, is there any criminal history?
I have the history, Your Honor.
Thank you, Officer Hill.
For Ms. Jackson, she has no history whatsoever.
Court is going to allow you to have no hostile contact with Robin Harris. No hostile contact means exactly what it sounds like. Can't put your hands on your partner without their permission. You can't get in their face. No more trash in the room or anything like that. When I talk with Robin, do you wish to have contact with Robin Harris?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And do you wish to allow Mr. Harris to come back into the family home?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any means of communication with law enforcement? You have a cell phone?
Do I have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. If you were in fear of further acts of domestic violence, are you able to call law enforcement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you in fear of Robin Harris?
Not at all, Your Honor.
All right. Thanks. State, any questions of Leasia Jackson?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Nadal, any questions for her?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. The court is going to allow you to cohabitate and continue to cohabitate as long as that is non-hostile.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Nadal, just let me know when Robin Harris is present.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Your Honor, just so you're aware, Mr. Harris is on his way down. Not yet, Your Honor. On their way, though.
No problem.
Thank you.
No, I don't notice anything on the booking report. Do you know if Robin has an AKA or not?
I think so.
Okay. I don't see anything that says otherwise.
Just has an X where the designation isn't in the charging affidavit.
Your Honor, Mr. Harris is here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Harris. If you'll get a little closer to the microphone, that will help me. Thank you. You're here on 21 MM 2739. The allegations are battery, domestic violence related. I've already spoke with Leasia, and I have read the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause for your initial arrest. You do qualify for the pretrial release program. The court is going to assign a bond in the amount of $250 and impose pretrial release conditions. Do you wish to have contact with Leasia?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And do you live together as a family? Court is going to allow you to have non-hostile contact with Leasia Jackson.
What that mean?
Non-hostile contact means exactly what it sounds like. You can't put your hands on your partner without their permission. No more trash in the room, no more loud arguments, anything like that. Any of those types of behaviors would be considered to be hostile contact. You understand?
Yes.
The court will allow you to return to the family home, and you may have contact as long as that contact is non-hostile. I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests.
Okay.
Let me ask you, are you in fear of Leasia? Any fear of further acts of domestic violence?
No.
Do you have a telephone in which you could call law enforcement if you were in fear?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And any questions from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any questions from defense?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck to you. Thank you. That was the last of the cases that I have on my docket. Do you have any other clients, Ms. Nadal?
No, Your Honor. That would be it. Thank you for your patience today.
Thank you for your help this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Assistant.